Over 65? Never do these 3 things before bed. It doubles your risk of falling. Most falls don't happen during the day when you're alert and careful. They happen at night in your own bedroom within hours of doing 3 seemingly harmless things before bed. Over 60% of serious senior falls occur between bedtime and morning. What you do in the hour before sleep could be the difference between waking up safely or not waking up at all. Tonight, you'll discover 3 common bedtime habits that medical research has linked to doubled fall risk in people over 65. These aren't obvious dangers. Most seniors do at least one of them every single night without realizing the threat. You'll learn exactly why each habit compromises your balance, coordination and awareness during those critical nighttime hours. More importantly, you'll get specific, practical alternatives that protect you without disrupting your sleep routine. By the end, you'll know how to make your bedroom the safest room in your house after dark. Dangerous habit. 1. Taking your blood pressure or diuretic medication right before bed. Millions of seniors take their blood pressure medication or water pills just before climbing into bed, thinking it's convenient and ensures they won't forget their evening dose. Doctors often don't specify timing, so patients assume bedtime is as good as any other time. But this seemingly innocent habit creates a dangerous physiological situation that peaks exactly when you're most vulnerable, during those nighttime trips to the bathroom. Here's what's happening inside your body. Blood pressure medications, especially ACE inhibitors, beta blockers and calcium channel blockers, are designed to lower your blood pressure. That's their job, and they do it effectively. But they also cause what's called orthostatic hypotension, a sudden drop in blood pressure when you move from lying down to standing up. This effect is most pronounced in the first 2 to 4 hours after taking the medication. When you take these medications right before bed and then wake up at 2 a.m. needing the bathroom, your body faces a perfect storm. You've been lying flat for hours, which naturally causes blood to pool. Your medication is at peak effectiveness, suppressing your blood pressure further. Then you suddenly stand up, and gravity pulls blood away from your brain toward your legs. Your cardiovascular system, already compromised by medication and age, can't compensate quickly enough. The result is dizziness, lightheadedness, or even brief loss of consciousness, all while you're standing in the dark, half asleep, trying to navigate to the bathroom. Research from the American Geriatric Society found that seniors who take blood pressure medication within 2 hours of bedtime have a 2.3 times higher risk of nighttime falls compared to those who take the same medication earlier in the evening. Diuretics create an additional compounding problem. These water pills make you urinate more frequently, which is precisely why taking them before bed guarantees you'll need multiple bathroom trips during the night. Each trip is another opportunity for that medication-induced blood pressure drop to cause a fall. One study tracked seniors taking diuretics at bedtime and found they averaged 2.7 nighttime bathroom visits compared to 0.8 visits for those taking the medication in the morning. A 68-year-old retired postal worker experienced this danger firsthand. He'd taken his blood pressure medication at 10 p.m. for years without incident. Then one night, he stood up to use the bathroom around 1 a.m., felt the room spin, grabbed for the doorframe, missed, and fell hard against his nightstand. He fractured 2 ribs and developed a deep bruise on his hip that took months to heal. His doctor immediately changed his medication schedule to morning, and he's never experienced that dangerous dizziness again. The mechanism is well documented but rarely explained to patients. Your baroreceptors, sensors in your blood vessels that detect pressure changes, become less sensitive with age. They're supposed to signal your heart to pump harder and your blood vessels to constrict when you stand up, maintaining steady blood flow to your brain. But when you're over 65, this system already works slower. Add medication that's actively suppressing blood pressure and you've effectively disabled your body's safety mechanism. The temperature factor makes this worse. Many people keep bedrooms cool at night, which causes blood vessels to constrict. When you suddenly stand up in a cool room with medication lowering your pressure, your body struggles even harder to maintain adequate blood flow to your brain. That's why the dizziness often feels more severe on cold nights. There's also the cognition element that nobody discusses. When you wake from sleep, your brain needs several minutes to fully orient. Your reaction time is slower, your spatial awareness is impaired, and your decision-making is fuzzy. This is called sleep inertia, and it lasts anywhere from 2 to 30 minutes depending on sleep depth. Combine sleep inertia with medication-induced low blood pressure, and you're attempting to walk with both impaired judgment and impaired physical stability. The tragedy is how preventable this is. Taking blood pressure medication in the morning or early evening, at least 4 to 6 hours before bed, eliminates the peak medication effect during nighttime hours. Your medication still controls your blood pressure effectively throughout the day, but by bedtime you're past the maximum drop period. Similarly, taking diuretics before noon ensures they do their work during waking hours, when bathroom trips are safe and convenient. Some seniors resist changing medication timing because their routine feels sacred, but the routine that leads to a hip fracture isn't worth preserving. Hip fractures in people over 65 carry a mortality rate of 20–30% within the first year, not from the fracture itself, but from complications like pneumonia and blood clots that develop during recovery. A simple timing change could literally save your life. Dangerous habit 2. Drinking large amounts of liquid. After dinner, many seniors have adopted the habit of sipping water, tea, or other beverages throughout the evening while watching television or reading. They've been told to stay hydrated, so they dutifully drink glass after glass right up until bedtime. Some even keep a large water bottle on their nightstand, drinking whenever they wake. This seems responsible and health-conscious. In reality, it's creating a dangerous cycle that significantly increases fall risk during the most vulnerable hours. The problem isn't hydration itself, it's the timing and volume. When you consume significant fluids in the 2 to 3 hours before bed, your kidneys continue processing that liquid throughout the night. Your bladder fills repeatedly, triggering urgent wake-ups that force you out of bed multiple times. Each trip represents another fall opportunity, but it's worse than simple frequency. The urgency changes everything. Here's the physiological reality. When your bladder signals extreme fullness, it creates what researchers call urgency-driven impulsivity. Your brain receives a distress signal that overrides normal caution. Instead of waking gradually, turning on lights, and moving carefully, you jolt awake with one thought: get to the bathroom immediately. This urgency bypasses the careful safety protocols you'd normally follow. You throw off covers, swing your legs out fast, and stand quickly, all the movements most likely to cause falls. A 71-year-old former librarian described her experience with painful clarity. She'd been drinking herbal tea every evening, usually 2 or 3 cups between dinner and bedtime. Around 3 a.m. one night, she woke with desperate bladder pressure. In her urgency, she forgot about the pair of shoes she'd left beside the bed. She stood quickly, stepped directly onto the shoe, her ankle rolled, and she crashed into her dresser. The resulting shoulder injury required surgery and 6 months of physical therapy. Her doctor explained that the evening tea habit had essentially guaranteed those urgent nighttime trips. The cascading effects go beyond urgency. Nighttime urination, medically termed nocturia, fragments your sleep architecture. Each time you wake to urinate, you disrupt your sleep cycle, preventing you from reaching the deep, restorative stages your body needs. Poor sleep quality impairs next-day balance, slows reaction times, and reduces cognitive sharpness, all factors that increase fall risk even during daytime hours. You're essentially compounding tomorrow's danger by tonight's drinking habits. There's also a lesser-known electrolyte issue. When you drink plain water excessively in the evening, especially if you're also taking diuretics, you can dilute your blood sodium levels. This condition, called hyponatremia, causes confusion, weakness, and impaired coordination, symptoms that peak during the night when sodium levels drop lowest. Many seniors who feel off balance at night are actually experiencing mild electrolyte disturbance from poor fluid timing. The bladder physiology changes with age in ways most people don't understand. After 65, bladder capacity decreases while bladder sensitivity increases. What your bladder could comfortably hold for 8 hours at age 40 now triggers urgent signals at age 70 after just 3 hours. This means the same amount of evening fluid that never caused problems in your younger years now guarantees multiple nighttime wake-ups. Certain beverages create exponentially worse problems. Caffeine, even from decaf tea or coffee, which still contains some caffeine, acts as both a diuretic and bladder irritant. Alcohol suppresses antidiuretic hormone, causing your kidneys to produce more urine than the fluid volume you consumed. 1 glass of wine at 8 p.m. can trigger 3 bathroom trips by morning. Citrus juices and carbonated drinks irritate the bladder lining, creating false urgency signals even when the bladder isn't particularly full. The temperature of beverages matters too. Cold drinks pass through your digestive system faster than room temperature or warm liquids, reaching your bladder more quickly. That ice water you drink at 9 p.m. hits your bladder with full force around midnight, right when you're in your deepest sleep and most disoriented upon waking. A 74-year-old retired teacher shared how she'd normalized waking 4 times nightly to urinate, accepting it as inevitable aging. Her daughter, a nurse, recognized the pattern and asked about evening fluid intake. She was drinking 32 ounces between 6 p.m. and bedtime, nearly a litre of liquid her body had to process overnight. She shifted to drinking most of her daily water before 5 p.m., limiting evening intake to small sips only when truly thirsty. Within a week, her nighttime bathroom trips dropped from 4 to 1, and her fall anxiety decreased dramatically. The psychological component is equally important. Seniors who wake multiple times nightly develop bathroom trip anxiety. They lie in bed, hyper-aware of bladder sensations, debating whether to get up now or wait. This anxious vigilance prevents quality sleep and creates rushed, stressed trips when they finally do get up, exactly the mental state most likely to cause careless movements and falls. Some seniors argue they're following medical advice about hydration, But proper hydration doesn't require evening loading. Your body needs consistent fluid intake throughout the day, not concentrated consumption before bed. Front-loading hydration, drinking most of your daily water between morning and late afternoon, meets your hydration needs while allowing your body to process it during safe, waking hours. The tragic irony is that many seniors drink heavily at night specifically because they wake up at night, creating a self-perpetuating cycle. They wake, feel thirsty, drink water, which guarantees they'll wake again, feel thirsty again, and continue the pattern. Breaking this cycle requires conscious effort, but delivers immediate safety benefits. Reducing evening fluids doesn't cause dehydration. It simply redistributes when you consume necessary fluids to safer, more appropriate times. Dangerous habit. 3. Wearing socks or slippers to bed. This seems like the safest, most sensible choice imaginable. Seniors wear socks or slip-on bedroom slippers before bed because their feet get cold, because they think it protects them during nighttime bathroom trips, or simply because they've always done it. It appears protective. But biomechanics research reveals a startling truth. Wearing anything on your feet while sleeping or during nighttime walking is one of the highest risk factors for falls, and most seniors have no idea. The fundamental issue is sensory feedback. Your feet contain approximately 200,000 nerve endings that constantly communicate with your brain about surface texture, temperature, incline, and stability. This information travels to your cerebellum, your balance control center, allowing instantaneous micro-adjustments that keep you upright. When you cover your feet with fabric, you muffle this critical communication system. It's like trying to navigate with earplugs in. You lose essential environmental information exactly when you need it most. During nighttime walking, when visibility is poor and you're partially disoriented from sleep, your feet become your primary navigation system. They detect the transition from carpet to tile, sense the edge of a rug, feel temperature changes that signal different rooms. Socks eliminate 60–70% of this tactile information. You're essentially walking blind through your own home, trusting memory rather than real-time feedback. Slippers create different but equally dangerous problems. Most bedroom slippers have soft, cushioned soles designed for comfort, not traction. These soles slide unpredictably on smooth flooring, catch on carpet edges, and provide almost no lateral stability. A 69-year-old former accountant wore fuzzy slippers to bed religiously until one night, stepping from bedroom carpet onto bathroom tile, her slipper sole slid forward like she'd stepped on ice. She went down hard, fracturing her wrist in the fall. The emergency room doctor told her they see this exact scenario multiple times weekly. Seniors falling in slippers on smooth floors. The fit issue compounds the danger. Slippers, unlike shoes, don't secure to your feet. They're loose by design, which means your feet slide around inside them with each step. This creates unpredictable friction points and eliminates precise foot placement. When you're navigating in darkness, even a millimetre of miscalculation can cause a toe to catch or an ankle to roll. Loose slippers guarantee those miscalculations happen repeatedly. Socks present a specific hazard on hard surfaces that most people discover only after falling. The fabric creates a frictionless interface between your foot and smooth floors. Wood, tile, or linoleum become skating rinks. One senior described her socked nighttime fall as feeling like her feet shot out from under her on the hardwood hallway. She had no chance to catch herself because the fall happened too quickly. The same fabric that keeps your feet warm transforms them into skis on any non-carpeted surface. There's also an overlooked proprioception issue. Proprioception is your body's awareness of where your limbs are in space without looking at them. Your feet constantly recalibrate this awareness by feeling the ground and sending position data to your brain. Thick socks or padded slippers distort this feedback, making you misjudge where your feet actually are relative to obstacles. You might think you've cleared a threshold or step, but your covered foot hasn't, and you trip. Age-related changes amplify these problems. After 65, peripheral neuropathy, reduced nerve sensitivity in feet, becomes increasingly common, even in people without diabetes. Your feet already provide less sensory feedback than they did when you were younger. Adding socks or slippers on top of diminished nerve function creates what researchers call sensory deprivation walking. You're navigating with a fraction of the balance information your brain requires for safe movement. The temperature argument that drives many seniors to wear socks backfires in unexpected ways. When your feet are warm and cozy in bed, you're actually more disoriented upon waking. Your body hasn't received the normal environmental cues, like cool air on bare feet, that help you transition from sleep to wakefulness. You stay in that foggy, sleep inertia state longer, increasing the likelihood of confused, careless movements during bathroom trips. A 73-year-old retired engineer conducted his own experiment after reading about this issue. For 1 month, he tracked his nighttime stability wearing his usual bedroom socks. He experienced 3 near falls, moments where he caught himself but felt unsteady. The next month, he went barefoot. Not a single unstable moment. He described barefoot walking as feeling locked into the floor, aware of every surface change, confident in every step. The difference was so dramatic, he questioned why he'd ever worn socks to bed. Medical research supports this experience. Studies examining fall risk factors consistently identify loose footwear as a top 5 cause of senior falls. One study found that seniors wearing socks or loose slippers had 3.2 times higher fall risk during nighttime ambulation compared to those going barefoot or wearing properly fitted, slip-resistant footwear. Yet this information rarely reaches patients because it contradicts common assumptions about foot protection. The psychological barrier is significant. Many seniors feel vulnerable or unprotected going barefoot. They worry about stepping on something sharp or getting cold feet. But proper fall prevention addresses these concerns differently. Keep floors completely clear of objects, maintain comfortable room temperature, and use nightlights to ensure visibility. These solutions eliminate hazards without compromising the sensory feedback your feet provide. Some argue that going barefoot feels unstable initially, which is actually revealing. That unstable feeling is your feet rediscovering their natural function after years of being muffled by footwear. Within days to weeks, most seniors report that barefoot walking feels dramatically more secure as their foot muscles strengthen and their sensory awareness returns. What felt vulnerable becomes empowering. You're finally feeling the ground again. There are legitimate exceptions. If you have severe peripheral neuropathy where you can't feel your feet at all or open wounds requiring protection, consult your doctor about appropriate nighttime footwear. But for most seniors, the healthiest, safest choice is counterintuitive. Let your feet be free, let them feel the world, and let them do the job they were designed to do. Keep you balanced, grounded, and safe throughout the night. Take blood pressure medications in the morning with breakfast and diuretics before noon. This keeps peak effects during waking hours. Stop all fluids by 7 p.m. except tiny sips if genuinely thirsty, and front-load hydration earlier in the day. Go barefoot at night. Keep your bedroom at 68 to 72 degrees so your feet stay comfortable, and install motion-activated nightlights along your bathroom path. These 3 simple timing and environment changes can cut your nighttime fall risk in half starting tonight. Keep a sturdy flashlight on your nightstand within arm's reach. Remove all loose rugs, clutter, and electrical cords from bedroom and bathroom paths. Install grab bars beside your toilet and in the shower. Place a bedside commode if your bathroom is more than 15 feet away. Keep your phone charged nearby for emergencies. Sit on the bed edge for 30 seconds before standing to let your blood pressure stabilize. These additions create layers of protection that work together to keep you safe through every night. Most nighttime falls aren't accidents. They're the predictable result of habits you can change right now. Tonight, take your medication earlier. Stop drinking fluids after 7 p.m. Remove your socks before bed. These aren't small adjustments. They're life-preserving decisions. A single fall can end your independence, but these 3 changes can prevent it. You've lived too long and worked too hard to lose everything because of bedtime habits nobody warned you about. Start tonight. Your safety depends on it. Tomorrow morning, you'll wake up grateful you did. Settings. Add all caps subtitles with a spoken word. Highlight. Use YouTube audio library. Only use appropriate media. Use a male old husky British voice for the narrator.